A Regal Man, my 14th inspirational book is out. It was launched in Dubai on 7th of April. And I tell you, by 8th April, it was the #1 bestseller on Amazon. And I think it is so cool, yeah. My books are breaking their own records. And the time from release to bestseller is being shortened. And I'm really, really honored to be a part of this journey of capturing the man's journey. You know, writing a biography for me is an experience of living a real life. You know, when I write fiction, I live the lives of multiple characters that I create. And they say there's no fiction, you know, you'll create characters in your liking. And in real life, I meet such amazing people. And how can I write about the man's life, you know, without living through some of it? So I am the greatest beneficiary, and it's been such a privilege and an honor to write this book. You know, the first time I met Mr. Vasu Shroff, he is the chairman of the Regal group of companies in UAE and also one of the most influential Indians in Dubai. So when the decision was being made if I would be the author to capture his life in the pages of a book, I had my first meeting with him and I can never forget it. It was on Zoom and it was so cute. The man was in his office and there was the live Sai Baba playing in the background. I mean, generally, you know, when you speak to people or when you want to create an impression or when you want to speak to an author and invite her into your life, we try to create an impression. You know what I mean, right? The first meeting is like you're at your best and so on. In the first meeting, he was himself that, look, this is the time I listen to my prayers and you have asked for this time. So my prayers will go in the background and I will talk to you. And, you know, I had prepared a whole list of questions to ask him because I also want to know if I can get along with the man, you know, if I can understand him. And that's what the first meeting is about, you know, to see mindsets match. Because how can I write about something that is so different and so alien to me? So technically, I'm looking for like-minded people. I'm looking for people who are at the position that I want to be, like them. And so we started our meeting and Mr. Shroff, he started to ask me questions. Who are you? How did you start to write? Where are you from? What do your parents do? Where did you grow up? Which school you went to? And you know, his list I think was longer than mine. You know, the 1 hour went by and I didn't even realize that I didn't ask him a question. And then when the time was coming to close, I said, sir, he said, don't call me sir, call me Dada. Everyone calls me Dada. So I said, Dada, I didn't ask you any question. He said, this meeting wasn't for you to question me. This meeting was for me to question you, to decide if you are the right person for me, whether you will understand me. It's like you're so young, you've grown up in a different world. When I start talking, will you ever be able to understand what I went through, what it took to come here, you know, in a world of no internet, in a world of communication lag, where if you wanted to speak to somebody or send a message, you had to wait for days. And then also there was no guarantee that your message would reach the person. It was amazing. And I take it as the greatest compliment ever that after the meeting, he decided I was the one. And the man is so honest. You will read the book. It is hilarious. And you wonder, how can somebody be so honest? How can somebody share their innermost vulnerability? You know, and a man of his stature, I tell you, it is so encouraging. And I'm going to cross my heart and tell you, this by far is one of my best works. And I know I say that for every book I release, but you know what? I grow in the process, don't you? I mean, I have grown so much from the last book that I have written to this one. And I think I am one of those proud people who says, this is my best work. And I challenge you. You've read my past books. Read this one and tell me if I don't know myself and if I'm really trying to be a salesperson versus being an honest writer. This is before the lockdown. It's been a 2-year process to put this book together. So I would go to Dubai to interview Dada. And generally, you know, my interview time is about 40 odd hours. With him and for the book, I have spent over 200 hours. You know, it's like it would never be enough. And I would be greedy to the point where, you know, when I would think, okay, I have all the information, then I would think, okay, but then I don't get to chat with Dada again. You know, I don't get to be in his company again. So I'd say, let's talk some more. Let's have some more interviews. And I think at one point, he also suspected that I have no intention of completing this book. So it has been an awesome journey. It's literally that I have lived his life and learned and grown as a human being. And in this book, it says the life and lessons of Vasu Shroff. I mean, the kind of lessons you will learn. I tell you, it will bring peace in your heart, because sometimes the journey to success can be so stressful. It can be so annoying. You feel alone. You feel, is it really worth it? What am I doing? You don't know whether you're coming or going. You don't know whether the hard work is worth it, whether the heartbreaks are worth it. You don't know who's your friend, who's not. And at the end of it, you even doubt if you'll get to the destination. Through his journey, I tell you, you will find so much peace that whether your destination is close or far, you are going to enjoy the ride and be a better person in every single decision that you make every single day. And his book is not preachery. I tell you, you read it, he will get under your skin. And he is so relatable and so real that you will be compelled to pay attention. So I highly recommend A Regal Man. Read it, Baba. Read it and tell me. You will say, I want to meet him. I want to meet Vasu Shroff. And you know what? When you meet him, you will not want the time to end. You will look for excuses to extend the time, to extend the meeting. And at the end of it, it still won't be enough. And you'll be compelled to say, Dada, mere ghar chalo. So it is one of my finest works. And I am super excited to share it with you. Go get it. It's on Amazon. It's on my website if you want signed copies. And well, anywhere, yeah. I mean, you get to read about the man. So chalo, theek hai? Get your book, A Regal Man.